How's it going, everybody? We have the Witches Festival finally. Oh, and I have my own, I have my own volume on my MacBook. That's not what you want to see. There we go. So we're actually will be finally able to see what it's like to fight the Hollowjack for the first time, which would be kind of exciting. Very curious to see the difficulty of it. Oh, we got the Hollowjack Spectre. What does this guy look like? How long is the stream? Probably. I mean, it should be longer than an hour because I think the crown crate. This is actually very purple. Um, I try to stream at least long enough for you guys to get all the drops that you would need, and the minimum is an hour, so definitely at least for over an hour. However long past that will just depend on how many hooligans I can convince to stay and stick behind and watch this with me. We haven't streamed in a little bit. I did warn everybody yesterday that we might stream today, just based on the fact that there likely will be Twitch drops, and gotta find a reason to stream, and a better reason to stream than Twitch drops being enabled. So that's why we're here. Patching into the Infinite Archive. Don't give them any ideas. Well, I guess maybe it might be a good idea. I have to see if it's a bad idea or not. Let's just get our mail cleared. Then we just got a bunch of items to list because we're gonna play inventory management. You guys sent me like 1,000 dad jokes to slowly use. I gotta just clear out my inventory, and then we will be good to get started on this. I don't know. Do you guys have a favorite zone that you guys go to use a banker on? For me, the favorite bank that's next to a way shrine for me is the one in Vaster or Galen. Is an insta kill mechanic that tends to hit most of the party. Wasn't that just fantastic? What's the what's the mechanic? Do you have to like dodge behind something? How do you avoid? Oh, look, they added pumpkins even in the newer zones. Look at that. You have to sneak? What? What? Why? It's just that's a mechanic. If you find you, you're toast. Huh. That is certainly a different type of mechanic. Everybody near you. Oh, okay. Fantastic. If anybody's on Xbox too, by the way, and you want to join me, more than welcome to do some Xbox Halloween stuff together. I don't mind. Finally catching you live. Well, welcome. It's your first time messaging Twitch, so it's believable. It's your first one. I think it's funny that Twitch tells you whatever somebody sends their first message, but never their second. Do you also play on Xbox? Is that what you mean by hunt me down? How's it going, the architect? We're just clearing out our inventory right now because you know how it is. We're about to start the grind session, and hard to grind when you can't put anything in your inventory. Do you play on PS5? I only play on Xbox, sadly. Well, I guess technically I do have a PC account, but like I haven't used it. And every so often the developers will give me a PC code to the game, and I'm like, I can't do anything with this. I appreciate it. So what I do is I end up just giving them away. Another first time chatter, Mockingbird backpack management, the real endgame. Exactly. I had somebody ask earlier. Look at all this stuff. I just have furnishings just stacked in my inventory. Just nowhere to go. And like I'm trying to get ahead of the curve, because like PvP events coming up, everybody's gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, PvP event! I need to go buy," or PvP update. I need to go buy these new amazing PvP sets. So I'm like trying to be ready for that. Like I want to be the one selling stuff when that happens because I like to make easy money. And thank you, Brian, for the tier 1 3-month resubscription. And thank you to everyone that's here. We haven't streamed in a little while since our TwitchCon adventure with forget these. How much did these maps sell for? Just throw them for 20K. If you guys have any questions about what I was able to get out of the developers, let me know. I asked a ton of questions. I tried to be fair though, so I was talking to one of the developers, and I was so tempted to just see what their facial expressions would do if I was like, "So tell me about 2025 being in Murkmire," just to see what their facial expressions would look like. Yep, there's drops inactive. All you have to do is head on over to Twitch, link your account, and you will get access to a Twitch drop. And if you want to farm, um, together with me, sorry, I'm like struggling for words here. I haven't done this in a minute. Just let me know. I would say ESO is good. Yeah, I was able to ask him questions. I try to ask very good questions. Um, I try to ask questions where um it's more of like, how do I describe it? It's like I used to do, criminal investigations, as my primary job before I did. Now I do something a little bit easier. So I've used to interview people, perpetrators, victims, witnesses, etc. So I'm used to asking questions, gauging responses, asking follow up questions. One of my more notable examples that you will see on Reddit, if you search my name on there, is in 2023 in April at the Las Vegas event. I had, noted that Infinite Archive was a marquee key PvE feature that they were adding, and I said, will the next marquee feature be a PvP one? And this was before we knew anything about Battlegrounds, knew anything about anything. And so then he was like, yeah, that would make sense. And that was kind of where I was getting the basis for that 2024 would be a PvP update. And, that's how we were able to get an idea. That was one of my better interviewing moments. Hey, the job's it is fun though. I always like going to doing something different. Every day. Don't you get? I mean, like it's kind of fun. I used to work at Walmart, and to be fair, every day was different. It would be different merchandise that you would have to move. Sometimes all the pretzels needed to be pulled to the front. Sometimes it was the Oreos. Like to be fair, that job was depressing. People would try to steal constantly, and it drove me insane. I was like, bro, it's like I worked at a very like affluent area too, like a very very rich area where the houses were like 500,000 plus dollars because I was at college. I went to Penn State University, so it's like Penn State had a Walmart, and then like the whole town was basically the university. So it's like, why are people stealing? Everybody here is rich, like there's no excuse of like, oh, I'm poor. It's like it drove me insane. Is the scribing altar worth 30,000 archival points? I would say no. It's not. You could buy them with other players from gold, I'm pretty sure. I need to know about feathers too. We're going to go experimenting with that here shortly. I think what I'm going to go do is just empty out some of the rest of my inventory by just dumping some furnitures in the house that I bought that I literally haven't even had time to decorate. You do need the active quest to get feathers, but we're going to go get the active quest here in a minute. But I'm pretty sure, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, you can get a ton of scribing altars just by buying them from other players too, can't you? Or am I crazy? I ran all event quests. Oh wait. Are we talking about? Hang on, I'm getting confused. Are we talking about the crow feathers, or are we talking about the owl feathers? Oh, I think I'm getting confused. I did cybersecurity for the Pentagon. I write custom software now. That's awesome. And thank you, Suck That Far, for the resubscription for 4 months in a row. Oh my god, these names. Alright, we probably should just throw this stuff out. Owl ones. I think owl ones, there's no guarantee to get owl ones. I think owl ones just randomly drop. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Owl ones just randomly drop. I was going for a Christmas theme if you couldn't tell. Owl ones randomly drop from the reward boxes, correct? Somebody fact check me. Tell me if I'm right. I think, but did you get it from French streamer XQC. Isn't he being sued like by his wife or something? Random got one today. Did you get it from a reward thing, Mikey? Yeah, I get confused too because it's like you get feathers and different feathers and other types of feathers. Yeah, from a drop, like from a drop, like from like a crate. Is that what you mean? But if you guys want a fun Walmart story, some guy. So we had a bathroom at the front of the store, and oftentimes people would, try to go to the bathroom to steal stuff because then they would just kind of like go in the bathroom, and then the exit was like very close. And this one guy, he went in there and lit a shoe on fire, and obviously, everybody was like, "Oh, there's a fire coming out of there," and then everybody was like, going in that area, evacuating the store and whatnot. And he got caught stealing, and then when they caught him stealing, they were like, "This is probably the guy that started the fire." I think it was just like it was so dumb. It's like you're if you're gonna start a distraction, right? Like in an RPG or something, you don't want to then be next to the distraction because people will be like, the guy that was trying to steal his TV in the same area that this fire started. Isn't that just crazy? Yeah, the problem with diversions is you don't want to be that close to your own diversion. Alright, we just need to keep clearing out all. You see how many furniture pieces I have? Yeah, absolutely not related. I should enter in a housing contest, and it's literally just every piece of extra furniture that I cannot store in my inventory, just placed haphazardly around. I think that would be a fantastic, fantastic entry. But let us get started because I think I should have enough bank space. Just throw all the extra stuff in the bank, and let us go. Requirements not met. Oh, I think this is the one you have to do for the. This is the one where you have to get the thingies, right? The. Oh my gosh, look at this. You have to get the owl pieces, I believe. Where is it? Am I dumb? Where's the mission? Oh, there it is. I'm like, where's the mission? Is it supposed to be there? Like, hello? I should probably turn on my UI again, huh? Oh, hello. Were you supposed to spawn in my house? Okay. All right. Hey, let me turn on my UI again. So we could be like a real gamer. Isn't it just kind of nice to look at ESO without all the hoopla on it, though? I'm also glad, Mr. Fort, that the anxiety washed away when you saw that I was streaming. I appreciate that. I missed that. That was tagged on the bottom. All right, I think we'll put the combat text back on. Put the buffs back on. I forget where you can see the quest markers. Yeah, we might do some dragon farming. I mean, I'm willing to do if there are people who need help with certain stuff too. I'm willing to assist on stuff as well. Oh, look, now it looks like I'm playing an MMO again. Ooh, gross. Ironically, now I need to go to my other house because I'm on my one button build. I need to like switch off of this. I unironically think that dragon farming is one of the best things to farm, just because it's so easy and it gives you rewards that are just so straightforward, and like you can easily do enough damage to get paid for it. The sad part is like you want to make sure that you have the good bits quest, which the prerequisite for that is having done a certain amount of daily quests. Although I think it also counts other quests as well. Yeah, Arteron dolmens are pretty straightforward too. Dolmens are pretty good, but yeah, this scribing altar, by the way, you could buy pretty cheap for gold. Quite a few people are selling this. I saw some guys talking about this in chat. I think I bought this for like 20k gold, so I wouldn't feel stressed about going in and getting that. Where's my armor? Which one is this? Crafty. I'll use this one. In case we go PvP, we gotta be, stay strapped so that way we don't get clapped. I thought I cured this one of vampirism. I guess maybe I didn't. So if you want the free crate, all you have to do is head on over to Twitch and then link your ESO account, which is very easy. You actually don't even have to do that immediately. So if you watch on Twitch for an hour of any ESO content creator, hopefully me, because you're here and I'm telling you this, you go over there, watch for an hour, you'll get a crown crate. Then you just need to then link your Twitch and your ESO account, which usually is just as easy as logging in and then linking them together. I actually have a video on it, but I can also show you if any of you guys have problems with it. And I don't blame you, Sean. Twitch has been in some hot water recently. They've been making some questionable decisions to where even I'm like, ooh. Like, how's it going, boy mom? How's everybody doing? We need to go kill a Delve boss. Yeah, they do need better crates. Let's be realistic. And thank you for the subscription, Exojectocetokas. Please rate on a scale of 1 to 10 how accurate that was as a pronunciation. What Delve? I guess we'll go to Glenumbra because I think that's where we got to go afterwards anyway, right? Let's go up here. 3.5 out of 10? Oh my god. Oh no. Oh god. Fast and Furious reference. Is it? Oh my gosh. Oh. That makes that. See, I understand that. I get it. I understand it now. I'm not always hip to everything right away. Entrance in here? Where the fuck's the entrance to this? You guys. Should have just made the dedicated PvP video today. I have not seen Fast and Furious in so long. I wanted to do a cheap PvP build video, and because with update 44, a lot of people are gonna be like, getting ready to do PvP content, and I wanted to kind of be like, well, here's some good sets. Because what I've noticed, funny enough, is that like people will change PvP sets very quickly, and oftentimes it's a big investment because people gold out their PvP sets. And I wanted to try to encourage people, like, hey, here are the cheap, easy ones. So if you're constantly, flip-flopping, you can flip-flop between these, and then talking about why they're good, why they're, easy to use. What's interesting, though, is that the inverse isn't true. Like, if people know that something is, like, the best parsing sets in the game, or best, for PvE, they just kind of accept that. They're just like, yeah, this is the best, even if I'm not good with it. It's always just funny how it doesn't really work in reverse, to where it's like, people will know that something is really good for PvP, and they'll just be like, ah, no, not for me. I want to try something different. And I think that part of that too is that PvP is so different than PvE. I'm assuming this is where the boss is, just because they're standing here. It'd be really funny if they were not. Yeah, there's more stats that are important too. Soupy, right? Because there's just so much more things that can go wrong. Oftentimes, like endgame PvE is just standing still and then dealing damage, and that sounds straightforward and it's difficult, but generally there's a mathematical best way to do it. I think it spawns on these stairs. That would make sense because the guy's standing on the stairs. I actually am really excited about the new BG setup. I think that it makes sense for them to update BGs. I know that there was a lot of people who wanted to see a Cyrodiil update, and I did a whole breakdown video on Cyrodiil when I think Cyrodiil will be updated. But I think it's good that they're separated. And I think Battlegrounds, this is a hot take. You can tell me if you agree with this or not. Oh, there they are. Oh my god, I did not get credit for that. Well, that's I was like, oh, I'll do a little bit of damage just so that way I don't take the kill, and then bam, I don't even get credit. More people do Battlegrounds, in my opinion, from what I've heard, than they then go to Cyrodiil. And I think Battlegrounds are the perfect training / transition test point to then go to Cyrodiil. So for me, it makes sense because, like, if ZeniMax came out and said, and I know that they'll never do this because developers never speak about things that are in the future. If they said, hey guys, we're going to update Battlegrounds and then Cyrodiil, that way, it gives everybody a chance to try out all their new PvP sets, builds, changes, get extra rewards, some more new player friendly. The objectives are closed, so you don't have to have a mount with a bajillion movement speed. And then we're going to then do Cyrodiil next. I think people will be okay with that. And I'm like 90% sure that's why they did it, but they just didn't tell anybody that because they never tell anybody that. And that's part of the problem I have with like game development 2024 is like everything is a secret if it's too far in the future. Wish this game had infrastructure for custom maps. Well, I mean, if you PvP people, in your house, it's a custom map, kind of. Battlegrounds have always been my favorite way to PvP and MMOs. Looking forward to the new ones. I think that there's quite a few players who are like solo players or like, players like myself who prefer that you go in, you get 10 minutes of PvP, and then you're out. I could go into Cyrodiil right now, and 10 minutes later, I'm not even at the first battle yet. It's like, if you want like quick PvP, that's your best bet. Unless, of course, you want to go to the greatest PvP game mode of all time, Tales of Tribute, which is the greatest one that you could possibly go to. Yeah, there's a lot of people that make arenas in their houses. It's a really good thing to do in my opinion. don't don't me, Mikey, if it's about my Tales of Tribute comment. It was funny when I went to the San Diego event. I was like, they were like, we're gonna host a special like little event thing, and a like in person challenge type thing, and I was like, oh, is it gonna be an in person game of Tales of Tribute? Can you imagine you go to like an ESO event in person and they hand you a Tales of Tribute deck? I think as a collector's item, that would actually be really cool. But imagine trying to calculate all of those pieces. That would be hell. But I think it'd be kind of cool. I'm such a Marvel Snap fan. I'm actually, at one point I was in the top 3,000 best players in Marvel Snap, which for a mobile game that's pretty good. So like I love card games, even mobile ones. So I just wish that like Tales of Tribute would be quicker, like if Tales of Tribute matches never really went past like 10 minutes, or if they did that Marvel Snap, type version where it's like 3 to 5 minutes, like they literally made the game with the intention of we want this game to be 3 to 5 minutes long. And I think if they did more of that, it would be a much more popular game mode just because it would be a lot faster. But like, I know that they buffed the rewards, and I think that that's absolutely fantastic. But ooh, like I think it still needs a little bit. The next I think the next zone is going to be Murkmire. If you go and you talk to Razumdar, he will say, that basically, he thinks that we have a secret mission in Murkmire next. I don't know if it will. I don't know for certain. Um, I don't know if for certain that's where we're gonna go, but I have a really strong suspicion. So in 2 years, it will be the 15th anniversary of Skyrim, and I think that's when they might take us to the Whiterun region of Skyrim. I think that's when we're more likely to see Whiterun. And then I could see like the College of Winterhold or something around that time period. And I think in the interim, we're going to be going to Murkmire. There's a lot of content for Murkmire that I think that they could focus on. I actually think that they may continue the Three Banners War. And narratively, I think they may use Periite and the Plague that has kind of caused the Three Banners War. Not caused it, but been very influential in it. Don't ask me what the plagues call off the top of my head. It's like Scarlet Plague or Red Plague. I don't know. Somebody could tell me that has better information. Wasn't there something for College of Winterhold like already done? Or is that not true at all? Like a pre-College of Winterhold defeat? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I forgot that I don't oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. I forgot that I don't have the highlight body thing on because I like it where it looks just more organic. I probably could have looted the last one. I probably could have looted the last one, but I didn't because I'm an idiot. Well, you win some, you lose some. Oh yeah, we're definitely going to Hammerfell. I could see it being like Hammerfell and Glenumbra or Hammerfell and High Rock, because technically that's like the region name for Elder Scrolls 6. Thank you, T Dot. I have high expectations for Elder Scrolls 6, which I know is ironic because I try to have low expectations, so I'm never disappointed. Um, I don't think it's conflicting lore. I think more so there's a couple things. Because they take place in like two different eras, so there's like a long time period between them. I think more so what it is that they want the hype for Hammerfell to not be ruined by ESO, I guess, if that's the best or better way to describe it. Don't forget our bargain. I ain't drinking your juice, lady. I'm not trying to turn into an ugly person. Rumor has it they had to cancel a Hammerfell expansion due to Elder Scrolls 6 and that Architect was repurposed into Fargrave. Huh. I'm trying to think if Fargrave looks very thingy-esque. People are typing X in chat. Take me in. Be me in too. I'll go with you guys. Where are we going? Let me pick up my daily quests now. Plucking the crow. There we go. I'm always nervous I'm about to accidentally accept a party invite. We doing this? Oh, boys. Hold on to your butts. Oh, fuck. What are the mechanics? Because, I don't know. You guys said you had to crouch at some point? Uh... Is it so crouch when you hear crouch? Does that mean I need to turn on my game volume? Shit. It'll tell you when to crouch. Okay, and then I just don't want to be near new people. Crouch and search for crows. What? No, who designed this? All right. Okay. What's this health bar like? 6.8 million. He bowels when he talks to you. That is certainly unique. Jeez. Jeez Louise, huh? Let's count Jake's deaths? You guys are savages. Oh, shit. I don't like to embarrass myself in front of all my friends. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to stay, like, back at pretty decent ways. Are the ads important to kill? Do you need to focus on these, or is it better to just not focus on them? Like, is there any other information that's important to know? Kill the ads. All right, easy enough. Is this when I'm supposed to crouch? This looks, yeah, crouch. You must stay hidden for now. All right. Well, this is odd. Oh no! Oh no! Bro, did Isabel just get killed? They just killed fucking Isabel. Isabel, you're supposed to crouch. God, sorry, these companions just don't listen. You're supposed to like do something with this. Ooh. Bro, Isabel, what are you doing, girl? Oh! Alright, maybe trying to go and resing Isabel was a mistake. Oh! Oh my god, why does he move like that? No, it's like he like scampers around. And this just one shots? How many of these crow things do you need to do? Oh my god, oh, I ran out of stamina. That's embarrassing. Still, it's embarrassing. I was like, "Oh, this is easy," and then I ran out of stamina, and then my guy just became uncrouched. God, these ads. Is it the ads that are causing all this hoopla? Well, that's what I should have done. I just didn't realize. I've never really monitored my stamina before, like in a thing like that. That's why I didn't even think to like pay attention to it. I've never had a mechanic like that. Well, I guess the Indrake fight is kind of like that in that one dungeon. It's kind of annoying. The one where it's like if you're out of like looks for people who are in stealth. How? Like gonna go into this freaking wave mechanic next with zero stamina, like a hooligan. They do stamina drain. Is that why? My stamina is like not regenerating very quickly. Ow, see? Not cool. Well, here it comes, and I have like no stamina. What is the hollow? I'm guessing the Hollowjack lantern is also something that will knock you out of out of stealth. Yeah, of course it is. What exactly do these scarecrows do? Like, what is their like main prerogative? Regen my stamina here. There we go. I think I'm a vampire on this guy, right? Yeah, you would think that he's. Oh my stamina is being drained still. Ooh! Like, you're just sitting there being drained. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not even moving. Like, and my magicka is being drained. That's crazy. Did we all die? We all died. Oh my god. Oh. Thank you, Tenny. That is criminal. I guess that is so stupid. I guess you're just supposed to just keep drinking potions the whole time. And we got companions in here too. We're still just getting clapped. That's crazy. I have a pot on the quick bar. Like when he started the phase, though, I only had like 3,000 stamina, and I was like, all right, well, not good. Yeah, I mean, my stamina's not bad. It's like 23,000, but like, whew. We have one guy that went AFK too, which I'm sure also doesn't help. I mean, what better entertainment could you ask for? You know, like what? What's a percentage? Oh, I don't know. I feel like it was if it was a percentage, just a crazy percentage. I was crouched though, and I was still losing stamina when I wasn't moving though. That's why I don't know if that works or not. But I think that the phases might be different because the second time it was significantly worse. That also could have been the lantern, the birds. I thought you were supposed to go find the fucking birds. Who designed this boss fight? Is it because I found a bird that's why I was being drained? I thought I was supposed to get these motherfucking birds. God, you know? Who did this? Whose idea was this at ZeniMax? I am glad that there is something new. Like realistically, very happy to see that they're like putting in new types of boss fights and stuff. Gina, I haven't tested it, but it seems like all the bird circles need to be activated to slow the stamina drain. Huh. I don't know. We've got more people here. Damn, you're getting a trial team together at this point, just to kill this guy. Which it sounds like that's about what it takes, you know, on a good day, because this guy's still AFK. I mean, yeah, we saw you loved invincibility phases, so we added an insta kill plus stam drain to an invisibility phase. Bro, you have to take out scarecrows. Like on a date? Like, don't you just synergize with them? What does it want me to do? You know? Why is nobody telling him? They probably enjoy my death, is probably what it is. I'm probably getting bad advice. You're probably not even supposed to crouch at all. You know, they just want to see this, you know, for the rest of the evening. They're like, we could get our whole Twitch drop crate just by watching this. I'm sure there's some sort of like cheese mechanics because I think for the Indrake fight, like you could like go to like part of the arena and it would never go to that point too. That's how I cheese that one hard mode. The Symphony of Blades, you can cheese like that too. If you go to like part of the arena, like the boss can't really attack you very easily with its one shot mechanics. I'm just glad I watched your video before I tried it. Well, here we are, you know, like this is kind of crazy. Look at how many debuffs this guy's got on him. I'm sure that he's got a percentage tick when he goes and he gets into his like angry boy phase. Oh, there's the stamina drain starting. We'll just drink the pots now. It's alright, you want to avoid those AoEs at all costs. Is he about to do it now? Yes, he is. I've been detected. Rip those companions. Guys, spread out. So are you supposed to get these? So these crows, right? What are you supposed to do with these? Or is this how you? Is this a cleanse? Is this how you cleanse the crows? Or you like here? Join your crow brethren. You know. Oh, is it? Well, now I still have a crow on me. Is that because the other guy synergized with it? Like, what is the mechanic here? Because I am chugging through my stamina bar. It didn't get rid of the scarecrow, so I'm still like losing stamina. Even when I'm like crouched, I'm losing my stamina. What is the mechanic? What does it want me to do? All right, well it ended, but it's like what? Who? Like, what does the synergy do? I feel like I just gave myself extra scarecrow. It's like that. Is it supposed to get rid of them? Am I crazy? Somebody tell me I'm crazy so I know that I'm like, what am I doing wrong? See, we already got 2 of these motherfucking scarecrows on us again, huh? We need to like destroy this thing? Well, all right, I've got a decent chunk of my stamina bar this time, and no scarecrows. I am paranoid. Oh my gosh, I've got 3 scarecrows on me. Oh my goodness gracious! Somebody take his cheeks away from me. Oh, they are. Look at all these scarecrows. Like, do we gotta scare all of these? Oh my gosh, I have like no stamina again because I moved like 10 feet. Ah! Oh! Just stay stupid. How do you get to? Doesn't it end when you guys pick up the scarecrows, or like does it just? Yeah, it's true. I got all my stamina back, and now we're already losing. Do you see how fast our stamina bar is going down? What is this hell? What? 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 What are you supposed to do? Do you just bring in enough people to where you can't wipe? Is that the strategy that you're supposed to go with? You just get like a really good tanky guy and then you just fucking just have him run around the arena? I feel like the devs are watching this right now. This probably a decent, they do whenever they add a new trial in, they do watch to see how people are getting on. Please tell me that that's the last time we have to do that. I can't do that again. Oh my god, please kill him. GG, first try. Besides the other tries that we did, besides those, it was easy. I think it's bugged. I feel like there's a decent chance it's bugged. She invite Jess and Gina to the stream. To be fair, they wouldn't do this. They would do other stuff. Learn nothing but GG. I feel like I didn't learn anything either. We're that set that when your stamina regen, when you're crouched and not moving. That's a good point. Yeah, let me just. He's so funny if people like opt out because I feel like the rewards for this are supposed to be like pretty good. So like I could see people, taking a little bit of an investment. Do I talk to you again? Yeah, because I have an actual. I think I have a quest. Wait, does that mean I have to do this guy again? Oh my gosh, this does mean I have to do it. Hey, technically he's a trial boss. If you kill him with 12 people, you know, you're just doing what you're supposed to do. At that point, you're just doing what the game wants you to do. Just, you know, killing him with 12 of your friends and Isabel. I guess I should have done and gone and done that first, because now I'm gonna have to go through that terrible experience again, aren't I? Oh, I'll leave this group for now. Well, it's it. Yeah. Hopefully you enjoy the Hollowjack, because that was something. It was definitely something. I felt like I was doing a trial where I'm just like, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing? I should have just freaking streaked around the entire arena. Oh my god, what's going on here? And there's like 1,000 people trying to, like, you know, reassure you right now. I think you're good. What? I go in this? This is where we just were. What is this? Oh, we like go through this now? What are you the Daedric Lord of? Halloween. All right. What? Oh, went the wrong way. Wait a minute. Excuse me, sir. Believe I've gone that way in error. This reminds me of that witch grate, or that hag's place inside of Baldur's Gate 3. So this kind of reminds me of. I like how my guy's just perpetually got a migraine right now. He's like, what the hell? Is she like right here? Is she moved? No, she's still over here. Silly quest marker. You know, we actually should pay attention. This is a brand new boss, which means this is a brand new quest line. So, if there are any clues in any of the dialogue, they could point to where the DLC in 2025 could be. Excuse me. I gotta run some errands before I kill a Daedric Lord real quick. So if you guys notice any dialogue with any of these people that we're saving, that's actually a pretty good indicator. Like, I remember they've hidden stuff inside of these bad boys quite frequently, so keep an eye out with me as this stuff, as we do this stuff. Is there? I could see some clues being sprinkled in. One's a disgrace. Nothing there. That's some high quality H2O. I love that movie so much. That's true. I'm literally doing a quest right now, Graph, to get my ass beat again. That's wild, isn't it? Am I supposed to, like, save this guy? His father ruined the family name with his disaster. He grew up wishing for a heritage that once carried dignity. Lincoln Time will see that he has much to be proud of. With every letter, you show how much you've learned and how enriching your journey has been. I'm delighted when one of your letters arrives and I read them to your father every time. Hearing your stories helps me bear how much I miss you. I can tell it does for the same for him. Can't wait to hear about your next adventure and the enlightenment it brings you. Be safe, my son. Feels like we're on like a Disney quest right now. We're like going into people's dreams and stuff right now. And it's like, your father did love you. And you're like, I never knew that. I needed to hear that at ZeniMax. I mean, I have Tri-Stats. It's probably just as good. Your mother is like how he just paraphrases. Not like, here's a letter. You're just like, your mom's proud of you. Only recall it's in pieces. Powerful object. Interesting. I'm just curious if there's like any hidden clues as to where we might go. You know, that's what I'm on the lookout for. Because I know that they've done that before. They've added like lines of dialogue to quest events to give little scintillas of information. And that's what I want. I want to be able to get that little bits and bobs piece of information. By the way, thank you for everyone that's here. Um, we're 85 concurrent viewers on Twitch. I think we're at like 40, 50 something on YouTube. So I just wanted to thank you guys for being here. It was a little crazy. I always enjoy spending time with you guys when I get the chance to. Thank you. Love you too. Somebody Artist Stacy. Stacy. I butcher everybody's names. That was your first time chat too. Well, thank you so much. I think it'll be an update 44 hidden somewhere in the hints. I do think that's true too. But I think if they were gonna hide it, they would hide it. Like, it would be very ZeniMax, right? For them to have like a very like weird quest before you can kill some like crazy Daedric boss, and then in there be like hidden little clues as to like, oh, this is where we're going, huh? Like, my theorizing brain has already picked up on the fact that we have actually gone to the 3 Alliance capital zones. So maybe that's hinting that the 3 Banners War, is going to be coming up, Data mining. I wish I could data mine, but I'm not quite that good. It's like, if you've noticed, we've gone to the 3 major capital zones, and Razumdar is the guy that said at the end of the 3 Banners War quest line that we'd be going to Murkmire. And I think Murkmire has a lot of like interesting points to do with the 3 Banners War points. And if we're getting a PvP update, maybe the new house. That's true too. There could be houses in the hint, or like hints in the house. Well, thank you, Don Cake. I always feel like too, like, if you're playing a game, you probably want to be like happy and positive. Like, who wants to watch videos about like their the game that they care about or want to learn more about, and people are like, oh, the inventory management makes me so sad. It's like nobody wants to hear that. People want to be hype and excited. That's why they play video games. I deal with enough like, stupidity and craziness and all sorts of hoopla at work. It's like I don't want to then take that into content creation. That'd be so sad. And people play ESO because they want to escape, from stupidity. Well, thank you, the Gomexin for the Twitch Prime subscription. Is that correct? Scale of 1 to 10. The Go Mixin. And the beautiful thing too is when you work a full-time job, it's like I don't care what the income's like. Like I don't need to clickbait my audience with overt negativity because I get paid to go to work from 8:30 to 5, you know? So we're good. Ba, 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 ba. The new Indiana Jones games comes out soon, apparently too. I saw that one of the Bethesda reps I follow on Twitter was like, "Apply if you want to get it through Keymailer," and it's like that'd be kind of neat, maybe like I could do like a early access review, maybe of like Indiana Jones. But I'm not like I don't know, not not necessarily my cup of tea. I'm much more of a Starfield person than an Indiana Jones, but I'm also like a huge No Man's Sky hooligan. What did I think of the Grand Gallery of Tamriel? I mean, yeah, it's huge and beautiful. I think that like I like these big houses, but also too like I want to be able to fill them, you know? So it's like, hey fellas, I love this new house. It's beautiful, but also maybe just give me like 2,000 furniture that I could put in here. How do you feel about that? And they probably would be like, I went into No Man's Sky when I saw that there was a new update, and but I haven't done it yet. Wait, I should probably read this. The radiant portal, but it hasn't driven you mad. Yeah, I'm kind of a big deal. Clearly you're stronger than we thought. I am the main protagonist or antagonist, depending on who you ask. I'm Priestess Stendar, but I'm also his first victim. Please be for my torrent. Oh, so he sent us to go get killed. That's fantastic. I like how he plays it off like, well, I hoped that you would kill him, but also it's kind of a win-win for me. Like it's so funny. Like, yeah, like I hoped that like you would kill him, but also like I sent you to your death. So like, you know, sorry about that. Harry Butt Grump. What a man. Ba-ba-ba. I did RP Junkie, maybe but like, did they add anything really to the base game? I was trying to figure out like how you could like go to the cursed anomaly areas in the base game for No Man's Sky. Because I mean, like, I think expeditions are cool, but like, not really an expeditioner, Not really an expedition-y guy. Who's this in the chat? Focus on killing Hollowjack. You guys are crazy. I am in a blessed mood today, though. Liverpool won at Chelsea, or they beat Chelsea, and they beat RB Leipzig. So that was fantastic. Ba, ba, ba. How rare is it? That's a good question. I actually don't know. The drops in ESO are kind of weird, where it's like sometimes you can get a general idea of like how often something will drop, and other times just a complete mystery. And other times too, it's glitched, where it should be dropping significantly sooner, and it's not. I would say, well, even I was gonna say even first go at this. Let's see what happens. Oh God. We're about to get effed up. My cat is currently sleeping under my jacket. So I have a chair that's like right here. It's like one of those circular ones. Sorry, acoust pizza. I can't join your party at this minute. Um, and she's sleeping under my jacket. So I'd move my webcam, but she likes to like go under blankets and clothes, which ironically is why my jacket's there. Well, it's more of a hoodie than a jacket, but she's like right here off screen. Yeah, I do. I like the concept of like No Man's Sky. Honestly, if I wasn't making ESO videos, it would be a toss up between Fallout 76 and No Man's Sky or Marvel Snap. But I would probably do those on other channels if I ever did branch into them, just because they're so different. Do, do. Oh no, it's you gotta go invisible. Oh my gosh, he's coming over here too. Oh my goodness, great. Woo! I actually really enjoy Fallout 76. Like Fallout 76 to me has like really it's kind of like No Man's Sky honestly, like where it wasn't the greatest and now I'm just like, yeah, this is actually like pretty goated with the sauce, you know? Like this is a good game. And like part of me feels like I could do like Fallout 76 and ESO, both Bethesda games, but like I don't know. I don't know if there's as much to talk about though for like Fallout 76, you know, as there is for ESO. But maybe that would be even better because like, oh no, oh no, oh wait, oh we did it, we're good. Fallout 76 was banned in Australia for what? Oh my goodness gracious. The amount of stamina drain in here drives me insane. Thought I used my PvP setup. If I used my PvE one, I'd have even freaking less stamina. It'd be even worse. Oh, regen food. Oh, that's so smart. Oh my gosh. Somebody promote that guy who said that. I'm already running out of stamina again. You haven't even used anything besides break free. Oh, it's so over. Like how my like stamina is like I have no magic. That is crazy. Is it this thing? It's like sapping me to death. I am getting sucked dry and not in the good ways. My God. Wait, are we regenning now? Okay, now we're regenning. So you guys actually got to break those things. Did he do his thing? He's saying now for the main course, get ready. Okay, now we're doing it. Now we're going in. Do I have any stamina regen food? Probably not. Wait, what's this? It's health and health recovery magicka. Just ignore him. He can't hurt you if you. Oh wait. Oh my gosh, this is like one of the most garbage foods that you can eat. Like using this one. Oh god. Like, are we supposed to like go and do these? I feel like this is supposed to be like a thing that like, oh, whoa, 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 get fellas, calm it down. Wait, why did my tri-stat potion just leave my hot bar? What the fuck was that? he could he could get rid of your hot bar. He's a madman. Like I feel like we're supposed to do this. Oh, it's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. Oh. At least we have better stamina now. We all wipe. I don't think. Did we all wipe? It looks like we did. That's all right. We have more stamina recovery now. Wait, do I have any Artam takeaway broth? It's a good one to use. I don't. I just have the freaking crown ones, which are mean like. I guess that's all right. 76,000. Yeah, that's what it feels like, honestly. Like I just wish I understood the mechanics. So it's like like going for the crows just doesn't seem like it does anything. Like I just maybe it like I don't know. Scare I mean, I understand that there are scarecrows, Mr. Hairy Butts, but I don't think it really does anything. That's true. Nobody has to res you. That's fact of life. That is true. He's about to go in there. I'm just gonna chill, you know. Maybe if I don't look at him, he can't see me. You know. Maybe that's a fact of life. That if we just do that, he won't come and kill me because I'm facing the wall. So because of that, I'm not scared of him, and because I'm not scared of him, he can't come kill me. You know. That is true. I feel like let me see what Google says. ESO Hollowjack fight. Ba, 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 ba. People are congratulating the developers on how fun this fight was. That's what comes up first. Freaking simps, bro. That's what that is. All right, that is not helpful either. Nobody has anything written yet. Oh, he's back. I should. Yeah, Google does not unfortunately help us at all here. Sadly. Maybe if we just all don't look at him, he can't get us. I think that's the mechanic. Gosh dang it. I got sapped. I think that's why you needed to kill these, like, motherfuckers. I think the crown restore ones are going to be pretty good. Crown restorative ones. Oh my, I'm just getting drained. Oh my goodness gracious. I mean, like, I love invis mechanics, but let me tell you what I do not love, and that is not having any resources. Although everybody who made a heavy attack build is probably patting themselves on the back right now, like, this is easy for us. We just heavy attack the whole time. Is he going invisible? No, I guess he's not. I thought the one. I guess it's 40%. I think is his next one. Don't fucking immobilize me. Oh my god. Do your freaking thing, you goon. I know it kills all these ads. Thank you. No, he didn't do it again. There we go. You were able to solo him? I feel like I think he actually does some sort of scaling within groups because I remember when we were in that group of like 10 people, there were so many crow. Oh my, no, you don't see me. You don't see me. I'm not here. Oh my god, he's just menacingly walking. What is this? Isabel, no. Isabel, I'm sorry. Your pounding heart betrays you. Man, what a guy, huh? It's alright, we can actually use one of our tri-stat potions. We'll just do these crow things that I'm convinced don't even do anything. Oh wait, actually our crows went down. So I guess maybe if you do enough of these, you actually like lower your crows. Maybe. I don't know. Whoa, 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 whoa! Oh no. You can see our stamina bar is just fighting for its freaking life right now. Oh wait. He's back. I think we're good. Easy. Invis pots is actually, man, that's a good idea, Don Cake. That's actually really smart. How long did invis pots last for? Man, Nightblades are probably chuffed too. Oh my goodness gracious, what is this? 17th. I mean, that's a decent. Oh my god, I'm just here getting whacked by all the things that are not good. 1.5k XP, man, easy. I need to do anything else when I'm in here? I don't think so. About time. These are so sassy, you know? Trying my best over here. I'm literally in the realm of fears, you know? Not a happy place. The cat's dead asleep. Mimi? Yep. Fully asleep. Doesn't even not even an ear twinkle. I want you to tell me some like secret information. Doesn't really tell me shit. Oh, I got the pumpkin plunderer. Where's that? Oh wait. Oh yeah, you get a thing too. If you don't you get, isn't this like a chance thing to get? Like when you kill him, get like a bust. Maybe it's guaranteed. I think how it works is that the more people you have, the more people you need to have crow, like going and getting crows. Do I play ESO daily? Oh, I usually try to log in daily, at least for the daily rewards. But I don't play like I don't grind every day, I guess if that makes sense. I try to just do like what's the most economically best thing for time. I wake my cats up because they wake me up. What goes around comes around. My cat would be excited if I woke her up. She'd be like, "What are we doing?" I'd be like, "Nothing. Go back to sleep." Hey, we got the new hat. Woo! I don't know how you get the bronze bust. Please don't judge all the random odds and ends I have in my inventory. Probably at some point. Wonder if people are still killing the crow boss or if they're just like, no, not worth it. You know, I'll be honest. I did not have a whole lot of fun either. I was kind of like, this is not fun. Maybe I'll take us all into the crow. Don't worry, boys. Don't worry, boys. I'll take us into the crow fight. Woo! Oh my gosh, how many people? Everyone just needs to kill the crow. All right, I think that's everybody. RNG hates you. I feel like we just opened two and we got all the ones that we needed. We got everybody. We got everybody now. Guess we can put on normal buff food again, huh? Jumped up. Let's do this. Probably significantly easier than the BS that we just had to go through. Oh, owl feathers. I'm sorry, Hup. See, here I am. I'm. They should have made him something different, like owl claws or something. Because I feel like whenever I think of Halloween feathers, I'm always thinking of the other ones. Ba, ba, ba. I think you have to go all the way through. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. You have to go to like where you fight the crystalline boy to get the Infinite Archive one. Does anyone know how far you have to go for the Infinite Archive one? I think it's you have to go to the first round of the crystalline person. Can anyone confirm or deny that? Owls don't just shed their claws. Okay, I mean it's an RPG game. We could make them shed, magic, something like that. Did you not loot the boss? The boss just like go away. I forgot that I don't have like highlighted bodies on, and it's like driving me insane. Oh, YOLO. It's getting a little dark in my room. See if I can brighten this up a little bit. Very minimally brighter now. I feel like now my camera's blurry for some reason. We did it, boys and girls. We plucked the crow. What is this hat? What is this hat? Oh my gosh. You get a purple at every stage boss, yellow skull at the first replicanium. I think that's how you say that. This is such an ugly mask. It's so ugly. Let's go see. Let's go see. People are taking my advice and killing dragons. I'm curious to see if people on Xbox are doing it. I think everybody's here killing Hollowjack. Everyone's just like, what's going on? Oh shoot! Hopefully their dragons got a little. Oh wait, both dragons are up. That means people are probably not killing dragons very effectively if they're both up at the same time, not on cooldown. Bad sign. But I think a lot of people are probably like, I want to go and get other. Right meow. Oh, is this guy soloing a dragon? Uh, Mountain Flower, I have a lot of faith in you, but like, that's okay. Well, what do we do here? Do we help him solo a fucking dragon? Ali, I thought the Hollowjack fight was hard. I don't want him to think I'm a bitch though, and I just left him. Oh my gosh. This is not gonna be an easy fight, is it? Oh my gosh. Maybe he's got a really good companion. Does he even have a companion? I don't even think he has a companion out. No, he does not. Somebody else joined us though. It's alright, I can take a dragon. Yeah, we just stumbled upon a man soloing a dragon on his own. Like a man. Like an absolute unit. The other dragon's not dying either, so I'm wondering if there's not that many people farming that one. Oh my gosh. Isabel, taunt the dragon. Come on. Unfortunately, I don't have a PC character that I use, so for me, I will not be farming any of the new stuff on Monday, sadly. But there probably will be Twitch drops enabled, which is a good reason for us to keep streaming. Look how the one person just left. They're just like, no. We're actually doing pretty good damage for the fact that it's a whole ass dragon. What am I, the Dragonborn? Jesus. Mountain flower died. I need to make sure that I definitely do not die. Oh, we're at a third person. Is this what it was like to kill Alduin? You know, kind of puts in perspective how strong the Dragonborn is in Skyrim. Kind of funny. I'm on my PvP build class just because I like how the skills go. For more of a variety of content, it'd be so funny if I could negate bubble the dragon. All right, just stop walking forward menacingly, please. When did Isabel die? Fuck, Isabel, what are you doing, girl? Okay, all right. Oh my gosh, what a bully. Isabel, what are you doing? I put you in the Emperor's armor, and this is what you're sitting here doing? Oh, Isabel. Isabel's like that person that dies in a trial and then you can't resurrect him the whole time. Is there a weenie? All right, get in there. Isabel, I did not pay for you to have purple gear just so you get knocked down. Get up there. I like to imagine this is how Lydia felt when she's stuck with the Dragonborn and you're like going and fighting Mirak and shit. And Lydia's probably like, "What do you want me to do for this? You know, like what what do you want to have happen here?" All right, well, good news. They killed the dragon to the south, which means that, you know, there are people actually farming this. This is just kind of hilarious. We didn't leave him though. You know what? We stood by, and you know, we were part of this legendary encounter. Plus, I'd rather solo a dragon than solo a Storm. GG's easy. Look at that. We got Dragon Blood and Dragon Bile. A little bit of that. A companion belt too. Let's go. Maybe it's actually in a good trait. It's not, but well, no, healing medium's not what you want. But it was better than nothing. Look at this absolute legend that was just soloing an entire dragon on their own. Oh my gosh, I tried to solo the world bosses in Murkmire. I was like, who made this zone? Who made these world bosses? Oh boys, redid it. Somebody threw flowers on me. Just gave you the flower crown, thank you. There comes the next dragon. Look at this face. Ooh. Did I miss the dad joke? Oh, technically you didn't. Also, what symbol is that in your thing? I've never seen that symbol before for Twitch. How's it going, Greedy Tug? I'm doing good, man. How's you? I'm doing pretty good too. I guess I give you guys an easy dad joke. Trying to think how I want to phrase this one, just because it's relevant to what we're doing. I went to go look for dragons in Glenumbra, but then I realized I had to go elsewhere. I was like, that's relevant to what we're doing. About to get clapped by another dragon. Oh, shoot, we are the only ones here. Team? Team? Where did everybody go? Oh, there's they are. That's actually a different person. That's not Mountain Flower, the legend. Thank you, Greedy. Sometimes Jad jokes are hit and miss. Especially Halloween ones. Oh my gosh. How's it going, and? The Ands decay? Is that and Zen's decay, or is that not relevant to ESO? I know ZDK is Zen's decay. Mostly miss, according to my girlfriend. It's funny because like the whole reason I have something like that is a lot of people will have like coming up soon segments, and I never really liked that because like I don't know, it felt like you were just kind of like we'll get to this later, and it's like well why don't we talk about that right now? And so I was like let's just do something stupid. We'll just put like jokes or something at the beginning of videos, and that's how it came about. That's really the whole the whole internal dialogue was like YouTube will give you like tips for content creators. And one of the tips one day was like, hey, like you want to try to grab your audience's attention right away. And so I was like, well, I'll just put a stupid joke at the front, and that's how they've like stuck around this whole time. The first beginning of a video is very important for the algorithm. Well, thank you, Sean. And I try to like make them like pretty creatively too. I try to like we'll do some that are like relevant to ESO or relevant to like, what I'm talking about, like the companionship one, on the companions video, gold ones on gold guys and stuff. Just that way a little more flavor to it. Okay, so not quite Zen's DK, but not too far off. Women love dad jokes. Never let them tell you otherwise. I think it depends too on the dad joke. The nerdy ones where it's like relevant to ESO, people are probably like, "What?" I've started to commission shirts for dad jokes too. That way, I could try to take like some of the good ones and put them on a T-shirt. But I have to figure out like, so my friend, she's able to like make T-shirt designs because artistically, I'm not really an artistic person, which is interesting because people are like, "Is it making YouTube videos artistic?" And I'm like, I guess." Like, sometimes I feel like it's just more so your ability to relay information without being too boring or too goofy. Or if the joke makes fun of the wife and kids. Oh, for example, oh gosh. Yeah, that Merkmeyer boss really is pretty terrible. I always keep a picture of my wife and kids in my wallet. It reminds me of why I never have any money in it. I've heard a similar version of that too, where it's like I keep a picture of my wife and kids on me at all times. That way, if I need a reminder of how does it go? If I need a reminder of the tough times, I know that I can get through anything because I have to deal with them or something like that. I've heard a variation of that one as well. I also liked riddles. So, by the way, fun fact: instead of dad jokes, you guys almost got riddles. It would be like, "What's something and something?" Like what's trying to think of the one that they use in The Hobbit, but I can't think of it. Short joke I wrote was when the Air Force said aim high. I didn't expect them to hand me an M16. It's funny. Especially when you figure that, most of the enemies are kind of low. And no Dragon Realm. What's going on, Cinemax? Where's the Dragon Realm? Holding out on me, huh? Oh baby, there we go. Are these sellable, by the way? Hang on. We're gonna go check something. Can you sell those? As if you can sell those little owl things right now, man, you probably could make a ton of monies. Linus calling, resubscribe tier 1 for 4 months. 4 months, how time flies. That's crazy. Thank you, Linus. Good to see you too, by the way. No, it's been a little bit since we've last streamed. So I appreciate all of you guys stopping on in, especially because all the big hitters are streaming right now. Like, if you go on Twitch, not to say that there's better options, but man, there's a lot of competition right now. When I logged into my stream, I was like, there's like more people than I've ever streamed watching ESO. Then I looked who was streaming, and I was like, oh no. You got Xenod on, J Hart, Elias. I think Nelly was streaming too. They might have stopped. Madigon. A lot of big boys are streaming right now. I appreciate you guys picking Savvy Snapdragons here too. I appreciate you guys stopping by and hanging out with me. Alright, let's see if we can sell these little horn things, because I feel like if you can sell these little owl thingy-majigs, you probably could make bank right now. You don't know who any of those people are? You don't know who Xenod is? Always good times, Jake. Well, thank you, Greedy. $170,000 gold. Oh my god. I wonder if that's actually. Let's see. No sales. Okay. Ooh. This might be like the hidden gold method of the event, because I can tell you, a lot of people in chat have been like, I have not gotten any of these. You guys are feverishly looking for them, so I could see these having 120. Woo. I am on Xbox NA. That is my bread and butter. Yes, you should. Wait, do you get double X? Not for scrying, no. But you do get double XP for everything that you do in the game. So um, any completions of the scrying quest or anything like that, you would. Sorry, I was confused. But no, your skills for scrying shouldn't level up faster. Or am I? I don't think so, right? I don't think they would, because that's technically a guild line. And guild lines like Major's Guild, Fighters Guild, Undaunted are unaffected, so I don't think it is. But somebody can tell me if I'm wrong. But I don't think so. Most of the time you get them are they're bound. Provisioning, I don't think provisioning would either, because it's not double crafting XP. Because crafting XP, if I'm not mistaken, is separate. But somebody can tell me if I'm crazy. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it definitely doesn't feel like it. That's probably the best way to gauge it right there. Do not want to steal that. I think maybe I just throw this owl thing up for 120k gold. Just say YOLO. If I really want it, I'll buy them at the end of the event. I think I'm just gonna go do that. 120k for a little owl feather, not the claws, just the feathers. Thank you, Artist Stacy. I will be doing something here in a minute. I don't know what exactly I want to do yet. I will be around. If you guys want a group invite too, just message me in the game and I can invite you to a group. We can do something. Hey, is this? Yeah, this is a bank. Yeah, I think we just throw this up for 120. You know, you think it'll sell? I don't know. It might. Not, we'll just take it down. I mean, it's good to do your crafting writs right now, just because crafting writs give you a ton of XP. So I mean, I would still do it. So didn't you play on NA, not EU? You play on both? Yep, I did the same thing. T dot. I had to suffer on stream in front of people who were like, "How many times do you think Jake's gonna die?" I'm like, "You guys think I'm gonna die?" And I got waxed, absolutely filleted by that thing. I figure out what exactly I want to farm. See what the dolmens are like in Alec here right now. Maybe that's. Well, I already have the world event one, so you could do public dungeon one real quick. I think the best bet to get flowers is to do all of the different types of content. 500k. Well, I mean, companion gear is kind of like back on the rise again because you've got new players, new companions to deck out. So that kind of makes sense. That's obviously one of the good things that you can get. And weapons, I think, are the most difficult ones to get. So one time, I was looking for a companion shield because I said, "Hey, David, if you help me with this, then I'll buy you a companion piece that you don't have that's purple." And the entirety of I went through every single zone, every single zone. There was one single traded shield of purple companion gear that I needed, and I was like, "That is ridiculous." Maybe we'll go to the Bankrai World bosses real quick. Maybe people are clapping these bad boys. It is. It's crazy too, but it's such a weird economic time. Like the 14-day change. Like I'm hoping doesn't have to stay permanent. I know that they're tracking. They're tracking how many sales are getting kicked off, and how many sales are not being completed. So I'm hoping that they I don't know, come up with a new feature, maybe like an auto relist feature where it's like it will auto relist and then you don't have to spend any, thingy-mahoos. Nobody killing this guy? Nobody's doing the Bankerai trio? Kind of hurt. It is still worth a fortune. It is not very common. So you can get gold legendary companion gear, but I've only seen it given out once, and that was for last year's challenge because I know that Isabel has that gold piece on her. So yeah, I think you're just using it very sparingly. I don't know, or maybe they just want people to not feel left out. So maybe they haven't done it a whole lot yet. I don't know. That's a good question though. When are they going to bring it back? Has there ever been another time where they've given out legendary companion gear, or is it just literally that one occasion? All right, so that gave us our world one. Yeah, it's just that one. Maybe that's what they should put in one of these new weekly vendors. Golden companion gear. That would be cracked. Where's a world boss that I actually would want to go to? I'll go do the one in Deshawn. I feel like this one's got a lot of them in here. In case people are farming the world bosses, or not the world bosses, the public dungeon bosses. I think that's the only one that comes to mind. Does anyone else know of any other ones? I think that's the only one that I can think of. What about Free Companions? This doesn't look like Marvel Snap. This is not quite Marvel Snap, although I do play Marvel Snap. Wait, this is the public. This is the Delve, not the public dungeon. I feel like being a Marvel Snap content creator would be so much fun. I love Marvel Snap. It's such a fun game once you hit infinite. Then you could just dick around with like really funny combos that people aren't expecting. Do you guys have suggestions too for cheap PvP sets that you like? That's the next video that I'm currently working on. There's quite a few people in here. That's not a good sign. This is one of the better public dungeons to farm though. I just need any of the world bosses or public dungeon bosses, just any of them. We're just farming boxes right now, just trying to do all of the little side ones and stuff. This guy's dead. I am probably messing up their rotation. Sorry, fellas. Why is that guy going that way? Usually the rotation doesn't take you that away. Like, there's one of the bosses. Imperial City bosses. That would be. I mean, that is a place where you could go. I'm curious. I don't wonder if there's a lot of people there. I feel like everybody is just killing Hollowjack right now, though. Like nobody seems to be farming like there was like nobody farming dragons, and dragons is usually one of the more popular things to farm on this event period. So I was kind of surprised at how spread out everybody is. Hello, where's the body? All right. Yeah, hopefully we can actually loot the body here, because if not, that would be criminal. Sheriff? Oh my gosh. What? Shattered, Wretched Vitality are great ones, yeah. There's a couple of really good ones. I'm just trying to think how I want to structure the video, because it's like I want to do like what are some good easy PvP sets that you can get for cheap, but like do you consider, like is a dungeon set cheap because you just farm a dungeon, like that crow thing is kind of annoying. Although compared to Hollowjack, it's freaking walk in the park. I still can't believe I can't freaking loot this guy. Did I loot him and I just didn't notice it? Oh wait, I did loot it. I'm an idiot. I just didn't even see it. I'm like, what the heck? You guys told me I looted it? You hooligans. Sorry, we'll just TP out of here. Like I'm like accidentally messing up their routes. I don't want. Why is that ghost just ignoring me? Kind of hurt, It's like I feel like you should attack me, huh? Look at that ghost. He just doesn't even care that I'm like right here attacking him, like next to his friends, his ghost friends. Just doesn't care. All right. Well, I don't want to talk to you either. All right. We do a dolmen. See what those are like right now. I'm half tempted to level up some new characters too. I never know. Like, I don't know. I never know. Every time there's a double XP event, it's like, do I want gold? Do I want experience? It's like I never. Sometimes I just never know what I want. Well, everyone's coming this way, which means it's probably going this way. It is double XP, yeah. At least I'm fairly sure. It says it in the thing, right? Let me look this up so I don't turn myself into a hooligan. ESO. Just sit in heavy attack here for a moment. Un memento while I load this up. I'm fairly certain it is. Unlock, yada yada yada. Yeah, XP boosts, event tickets, and more. Yeah, so yep, there is double XP. Daily endeavor, kill event. What vampire did I kill? Did vampires come down from this? Does he really killed a player? I wonder if there's a lot of people in the Imperial City. Ah, no bars. Everybody's like, hell no, we're not going to the Imperial City for this. Hell no. This is what staff is this? It's not Engine Guardian. It's a monster set one. What is this one? Oh, I didn't get to loot him, did I? How is the new scribing system? I think it's really cool. What style staff is this? I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to go to the Imperial City for any reason either. That's somebody who like enjoys the Imperial City, but like it's just so stressful to farm, you know? This is the Stonekeeper's staff. That's the one this one is. I just got out DPS'd by at least 16 other people. It's kind of embarrassing. I just don't know what I want to farm. You know, it's like, do I want to farm dragons? Maybe we'll just go kill dragons. Nice and peaceful. Side hobby. Poor bastards down there don't know what hit them. Hey, anytime. Dragon! Exactly. Woo! Yeah, public dungeons are pretty good. I mean, in theory, like, the best thing to do, I think, is the portals in Craglorn. Um, that is a lot. Went to the Imperial City for one reason, Master Angler. I don't think Imperial City deserves all the hate that it gets. Lava events and those are not a bad shout too, but like dragons just give you such good resources, you know? This one's almost dead. Ooh, Isabel, get in there. Do some damage. Pew, 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 pew. Take him down, boys. Was there always a 5-minute cooldown though? Or was it 3 minutes before? Listen, what you should do is go to the fishing spots inside of Cyrodiil and Imperial City and then just kill everybody that goes there. Well, I know that there's been there, but the thing is there's been cooldowns before. Because I know there was a cooldown. Maybe it was only for certain things, but there's been a cooldown like previously. The cooldown's not new. But they may have changed it because I don't know. It didn't affect the portal run from what I remember. That's true. Always go to the no CP campaigns too. That way you can definitely gank people who are just there thinking nobody's gonna come kill me fishing in this campaign, and that's how you get them. Wham! Huh. Have to look into that. Oh, Dragon's OP then. My cat's awake. She's sitting there doing her roly polies. Evie. She doesn't want to come on camera yet. We'll see. Maybe she'll come on camera here in a bit when she's woken up a little more. Evie, you want to come on camera? She just wants to sit in her little chair. Ah! Oh my gosh, she's got knocked into the freaking blizzard. About to be Hollowjacked, killed here. Oh, Dragon Rim. There we go. Finally. Game was just not giving me any Dragon Rim. Felt like I was being prejudiced. What are you guys farming for the Halloween event? Like, what are you guys like? Oh yeah, this is my go-to farm. For me, it usually is dragons. Infinite Archive, I think, is a decent shout for farming. If it, like, because you get archival fortunes and you get the boxes too. But I'm just not an Infinite Archive fan. You know, depending on like what kind of mood I'm in. If I'm farming it with my friend David, me and David can enjoy it. Thinking dragons is the best. I don't know about best. I do think the rewards are probably make it. If you're talking about like gold, a little bit of XP, and then like decent amount of crates, then yeah, I don't think it's the best crates that you can get like mathematically. I guess it depends too, like how often people are farming it. Damn near closed Twitch. What the heck? I saw your message on Reddit, by the way, Mr. Fedora. Thank you for recommending that person to watch my content. I saw that post on there because it was like an Xbox player who feels like they watch a lot of PC players and he doesn't understand like their UI and stuff. Mr. Fedora was like, "Watch Jake," and I was like, "Oh." You gave him some good suggestions. I actually have not played the game Stray. I know that's probably very disappointing to hear, but I have not played it. I actually don't play that many games, like when it comes to like outside of ESO. Like if you were to see like just my downloaded games category, there's really not a whole lot here. It's mostly like it's mostly just like how do I want to describe it? Like MMOs really, and or like little quick games that you could jump into. New World was really just kind of like in Throne of Liberty. I was like, maybe these games will be more fun than ESO, and like, ooh, they were not. Dark Tide, I love. I'm obviously a big face Space Marine fan. Rogue Trader is a really good RPG. Space Marine 2 obviously is really fun. Survive the Aftermath and Stranded and Stellaris are great strategy games. Star Wars Battlefront, pretty decent. No Man's Sky, I love that game. Bannerlord, man, the combat's just so good for that. Crusader Kings 3, that's a good one as well. Dragon's Dogma 2 is good. I just jumped in it for the combat every so often. I didn't even download the newest FIFA. Oh, you just uninstall that. Hogwarts Legacy was kind of fun. Baldur's Gate was fun. First Descendant, not very fun. Quidditch Champions was okay. It was decent. Watched your wife play it. It's captivating. I don't know if I read that one already, but yeah, I've seen gameplay of it, and people have said good things about it. It's just not the game for me. I'm more of a strategy game type gamer. Like I could play Stellaris all day, every day, you know, or Crusader Kings. I could play Crusader Kings for like 18 hours straight. I couldn't even play ESO that long. I try to like optimize my time on ESO. I know that as a content creator, a lot of times people expect me to play like ESO a lot, but sometimes like I just don't have as much time to. So I try to find like optimal things for time. And sometimes I think that gives you an even better perspective because it's like, well, if you only have like an hour or two to play, oh my, what the hell? What was that? If you only have an hour, excuse me, Drag. If you only have like an hour or two every day, like what are the most optimal things that you can do? I did see the new expedition though too for No Man's Sky. I was hoping that the base game got more stuff just because like I don't want to jump into a whole expedition because like there's so much ESO content to make and whatnot, and there's just so much to do. There's just so many things going on. I hope the Dragon's Dogma gets a nice, fat, juicy DLC at some point. That's what I hope for. It would be really smart of me if you typed hashtag Discord for Discord to pop up. That would actually be very intelligent. I'm gonna see if I can copy a link right now and just pretend that the bot version of myself did that. Hang on, let me see. Oh, by the way, did you guys see Wizard 101 is coming to the console? It'll be an ESO killer right there. Let me see if I get the Discord link for you. Sorry, my Discord is like starting up. Apparently, it's like dial up over here. That is the nice thing about No Man's Sky like stuff is like when other people have done it, it's very easy to do. All right, let me see if I'm allowed to paste Discords into chat. I think I am. There's the Discord. It doesn't look like it's deleted. It should work. So I tried them both, right? To me, Throne and Liberty reminded me too much of BDO. And I was like, I just didn't jive with it. It just felt very generic, Eastern kind of RPG. And I'm not, I don't know. That like the menus alone in games like that just terrorize me as somebody who likes to like I like to understand everything fully. Whether it's at my job, whether it's on a game that I'm playing. Like if you ask me Marvel Snap, like I know all of the decks. Like I put all of that effort into like knowing all of the cards, what they do, combos and stuff. um it's just so hard to do that for the way that they design some of those Eastern RPGs. You're like, it feels like you're constantly learning just so much. Will the dragon die already? Oh, excuse me. See you later, Fedora. Yeah, the UI and like I'd play a game like you guys saw how I record with ESO sometimes. I like turn the UI off because I'm like I don't want to look at any of this. And like New World seems decent, but it seems very like it just doesn't seem like it's got a lot of endgame. It seems like it's got that good like early game and mid game grind, but then it's like when you get to the end game, it's just kind of like, all right, you did it. Oh yeah, I love ESO's UI. It's very simple, very clean. It doesn't confuse people. Even their champion point system, I think, also is like pretty easy to understand for like new players. Mm. Yeah, I mean, there are things that I do like about Throne and Liberty. Like, I think the movement's pretty cool in those games, and the combat's like pretty decent. And New World, I think, has pretty good like resource skill lines, and their combat's pretty good too. I just don't think longevity wise those games have it. I think that the problem with MMOs is that you need a steady influx of this is what I think ESO has done really well. You always need an influx of new players. And that's where I think ESO has captured the new player audience and it's captured the solo player audience. A lot of MMOs, see you later, Huffman. A lot of MMOs require like tons of cooperation and teamwork to get like certain pieces of gear and things and whatnot. ESO has mastered the you can play it solo mantra, and you see a lot of other MMOs going into this way because like I see a lot of ads for World of Warcraft and it's like play Delve solo and you're just like, okay, I guess that their newest motto is like to try to get that solo audience because you need it. The other thing that ESO has done fantastically well is level scaling. So if you were to play ESO right now, you could buy the gold road and go into there immediately and do the quest line there. You could do the whole zone. You wouldn't have to worry about, being under leveled. That I think is underrated when it comes to ESO expansion because one Tamriel was very different. Because so for example, World of Warcraft gave level up tokens, but level up tokens just kind of feel cheap in my opinion. In the sense where it's just like it feels kind of pay to winny. And then the second thing is like it feels like you're missing out on experiences with that character. So like you were less incentivized to do different types of content on that character because you could just use a level up token on them. I could be crazy, that's just my opinion on the level up tokens, but the level scaling I think was the biggest dub that ESO could have ever asked for. Didn't you guys need these Jamora ones, by the way? I'll just give them to you if you don't have them on Xbox. I would like an option for a harder overall experience. That's my biggest thing that I'm advocating for ESO to have is like a buff that you can like pick up in the overworld, and then it makes the game significantly harder. That's what I would do. That's what I'm like advocating for. We need more top-down MMOs to choose from. Diablo 4 is crap, and Path of Exile is too much. I kind of agree with that. I actually don't know about Guild Wars 2. I don't know. I can't comment on that, unfortunately. Interesting comment though, Mockingbird. But isn't the point of MMOs to be cooperative, to interact with groups of other players and group activities? I think not enough attention is paid to that importance. But I'm a MSW working with kids, so take that as you will. That's awesome that you do that. I used to work directly with kids too. I don't have an MSW, so that's awesome that you do that. What I would say is I actually think this is a hot take. You guys can tell me if I'm wrong. I think that MMOs are just becoming RPGs that don't end. And what I mean by that is that obviously if you've played like Fallout 4, Fallout 4 has like an ending. You've done all the quests, there's no updates, game's done. If you played Greedfall, game's over once you do all the quests when you do it. And that was a really good, experience. I think that MMOs are slowly just becoming endless RPGs for new quest content, new character content, and just being able to interact with friends when you want to. It's almost like drop in co op in some aspects. And I think that's why MMOs have slowly become more solo driven. And I think that solo driven MMOs are important from a business perspective because obviously you want people to cooperate with each other, but you also need individuals to buy the game. Thank you for the sweet rolls. But I think that's kind of why we're in such a um different situation than most MMOs. And that's why I think we're watching this slow pivot to solo type content. Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. Greedy was like a veteran difficulty scale. I've heard really good things about Guild Wars 2. Unfortunately, I've never been able to play it, so I can't comment on it. But I have heard really good things about it. Uh that's kind of my thoughts, and that's why I think the ESO has really stood the test of time when it comes to MMOs, is because it's easy to jump in as a new player. And then there's obviously like trials and stuff are obviously very solo based, like there is group content to do, very important group content like dungeons and whatnot. But even in ESO, like you can queue for a dungeon. most MMOs that I maybe not most, but a good chunk of MMOs that I played, you can't just queue for a dungeon. You know, you have to like actually go find a group of people, and that can be kind of intimidating for a new player. And to put in perspective, for those of you who haven't heard about this notorious poll that I did, 40% of my viewer base a year ago had never completed a dungeon. Not one dungeon, not Spindle Clutch 1. And I think that that's very telling when it comes to understanding what. Like, when I first did that poll, I had no idea the content that my viewers were doing, so I was very curious, and I feel like now it's like, whoa, you know, a lot of people are really playing the game different than I play it, and that's why I need to like kind of check my perspectives on things. And ever since I did that poll, I think it was very helpful too to understand I don't under to understand that I don't understand. So a lot of people will make comments, even content creators are guilty of this. Cyrodiil is more popular than Battlegrounds. Why did they do Battlegrounds and not Cyrodiil? And I asked the developers, and they're like, actually, more players do Battlegrounds than they are go to Cyrodiil. And what that means is if you did like a per capita of 100 people, you know, every week, let's say 60 or 70 of those 100 people will go do a Battleground, whereas only 20 or 30 will go to Cyrodiil. You know, so we may think as individuals we understand the player base, but the player base is just so unique, you know? And that's what I love about ESO is everybody is just so different in a good way, obviously. Obviously, I like you guys, you know, that's why I'm here. I just it has made me question what I think I know about the game and who the developers should try to cater to because I thought that I knew and I don't. Like I really didn't. But hopefully, as you've watched my videos, you've become more confident to do different types of content and do different types of things. That is one of my main goals as a content creator is how can I encourage my audience to go and do things um, that they're not currently doing. Oh, sir, any suggestions on what to sell with Imperial or Cryo/Imperial City proofs? I'm not 100% sure. I would say whatever the most expensive one is probably going to sell for the most. Is this just going to be a collector's item? But that's not something I could tell you off the top of my head. Not gonna lie, we're so lost as to what to do for the event. LOL, trying to work on plucking the crow, but don't even know anywhere where to go. Are you just trying to get the feathers for the crows? You just gotta open plunder stuff for that. I think the dragons is probably one of the better things to farm. And now you see more and more people coming to farm dragons, and I think it's just due to the fact that like dragons have really good drops to them. You encouraged me to do Infinite Archive, loving it now. That is true too. Infinite Archive is also probably not just a good. It's a great farm, obviously in general, but for this event too, I think it's also really good. I'm curious if more people will become interested in the Imperial City once the new vendor is added there. That's something I'm also really curious about. Yeah, especially if you reset. That's definitely a very fast farm. I realize now that I don't have Isabel out. You want to try to farm with companions on content wherever possible when you're killing elite bosses, because then you have a chance to get companion gear. Infinite Archive has major difficulty issues for solos. It's brain dead easy for the first 5 cycles and suddenly is impossible. Yeah, I mean, yeah. To be fair though, like if you're designing the Infinite Archive, it needs a point where like it turns into like more difficult. You know, because they gotta up the difficulty, but I think they definitely upped it way too hard. The other piece of that too is that some bosses are just like infinitely more difficult than others. I like that there's so much to do. I'm more of a check everything out and chill progress. I have a couple buddies that can't even bother to dress up their characters or anything. They just jump into PvP and grind, and now they don't even play because they're burnt out, or I'm far from burned out. Yeah, I think when you only like a specific type of content, you'll be burned out significantly faster. I do like how Final Fantasy has done the dungeon parts and that your job defines the role you can queue in a dungeon, so you'll always have a tank, a healer, and 2 DDs. Not like the bow dual tank Templar with 20k health fake and only resolving vigor as their heal. Yeah, it's yeah. that is a very problematic problem. But I mean, I know that it annoys a lot of people, but I do think too that there's also quite a few dungeons that don't really need a tank, you know? I don't think that people would complain though if they added a new mechanic where it was like you can only queue for a dungeon as a tank if you have a taunt on your skill bar. I don't think that people would complain about that, and I think that might solve that problem. But I also think people would complain about it, and I know that developers sometimes just the developers of ESO, from in my interactions with them, are very cautious. So, do you guys remember when Destiny like vaulted a lot of their content, and then they're like very, then they were just kind of like, like it's whatever, like we're just gonna keep moving the story forward, and then now their game is like absolutely dying, and I talked to the developers about that, and they looked at Destiny as kind of like a warning tale how you can have like a very, high player base, and then you could think that you're giving people what they might want, and then bam, your game is dying, like a year or two later. And Destiny was a great game, high player base, and now it's completely on the ropes. And that's where like, people will, may say mean things about the developers. They may dislike certain decisions, but I do get the sense that they just want a nice, stable, safe development cycle. They just want to try to keep everything, relatively non-controversial. They just want to try to keep as many people happy as they can. I know that people may disagree with that sentiment but the people who disagree with that sentiment probably disagree because they're like, oh, well, the developers don't do things very quickly. They're kind of slow to address certain things, and I think that's just part of the cautiousness that they kind of come with. Last time I got a fake tank, I just asked on the last boss because if they want to cheese, then I will try. Will let them try to carry. When you accidentally queue as a tank for a vet dungeon, you get Fang Lair. To be fair, Fang Lair is horrible to get anytime. Oh, and any suggestions on how to deal with Hollowjack? Doesn't seem like a lot of people farm them, and solo is not easy. I don't know. Cough, cough, tarnished nightmare. Cough. They are nerfing it. It's being nerfed. All right, like it's being nerfed. All right. I actually haven't. I know on PTS it's being nerfed, but I don't know if they've changed. Um, I don't know if they're tweaking it as much as when I first saw it, because sometimes on PTS they'll go more or less extreme after changing things. But a lot of people have asked for like really specific type of content. Like if the developers truly did all of the things that the endgame community asked, there's potential that the game might be in a worse state because of it. And I think that they always try to walk that fine line of appeasing the most amount of people and trying to also keep the game, engaging and having lots of end game content. 'Cause let's be real, ESO has probably some of the most end game content that you could do. I mean, New World has like 2 dungeons that you could do at max level, like 1 or 2. It's like pathetic how like little content that there is for a max level character to participate in. I don't know what Thrones of Liberty's end game is like because I just didn't enjoy the ride to get there because I was just kind of like, ooh, like I was like, this is a lot of menus and a lot of UI and things that I just don't know if I want to learn. Google something here real quick while I'm spamming buttons. That's who. Okay, I was like, "Who's Havacruel?" So I just killed myself because I was trying. I was like, when you guys asked about Havocruel, and I was like, who in the heck is Havocruel? It sounds so familiar. The Wandering World bosses. There's a map online on where you can find them, and then whenever you do find them, just put in chat and just be like, hey, I found so and so world boss, get over here. Yeah, that's the other thing too is people want more endgame content, but then there's so much endgame content that they haven't even done so far. That's a really good point, actually. Yeah, there's veteran, hard modes. Yeah, there's no deaths, trifectas. There's tons of endgame content. Tons of endgame content. I think they almost need to just stop adding new sets. It's almost what I think that they need to be doing. But I also think too that if they took my advice and they said, "Oh, Jake says don't add any new sets. There's too many," then people will probably be not excited to farm any of the new content because why would you farm a dungeon if there was no sets that drop from there? So it's like people can make a comment that on the surface you're like, "Oh yeah, maybe no new sets, for a year," but then you're like, "Well, wait a minute. Why am I going to farm a new dungeon if there's no sets from there?" Got here late. Well, better late than never. Thank you for coming. The gear is not terribly rewarding, but I think too that's by design. Where a couple things. I mean, well, to be fair, the best PvP endgame sets are pretty much all exclusively from trials. Like realistically, so I think that there is a good reason to farm endgame content, but it is mostly cosmetic. Like realistically, like if you're gonna go and get the Godslayer achievement, you're not gonna get some like super special set piece that's valuable. You're not gonna get like the twisted bow from RuneScape or anything crazy. It's just gonna be like here's the same perfected gear that you would have gotten normally. And I think it does disappoint some players. I think ESO should actually do what Wizard 101 does, which is a hot take, because Wizard 101 is arguably pay to win. But they have quite a few dungeons that have like really rare chase items. I think trials need more chase items, like super rare mounts that drop like one in every 1,000. Because obviously every time you do it, 16 people are gonna farm it. It's true too. ESO really can't remove any content, or else they're just going to be called Destiny, and then they would never want to do that. I haven't seen Skinny Cheeks' video. I know that he had suggestions, but I haven't seen it. I know that he applied to work at ZeniMax. He unfortunately wasn't selected. That's about all I know, and I know that he had suggestions because I seen it in the thumbnail. For I think Nephis was reacting, and he was saying, oh, his suggestions are good, but I didn't watch the video. Oh yeah, farming Marsalok, for example, is not fun. That's why I think that they're trying to get more into like these infinite variety types of content. Like if you think about it, Infinite Archive is the perfect ESO game mode because it's very straightforward. It's infinite. It brings a lot of variability to it, so it's fun to do it on repeat. That's why I think that is the perfect game mode. I guess I should walk back up. Stop wasting my gold fast traveling. That's so steep. I mean, it's hard to comment because, I don't know, like, what his work history is. I know that there was a lot of people talking about it on Twitter. I didn't want to jump in because, I like Skinny Cheeks a lot. I've met him in person twice. Well, over a several day period, multiple times, but very solid dude. But I don't know, I don't know what his resume looks like. So it's hard for me to be. I know a lot of people were like, oh, they didn't hire him because uh he had all these ideas that they didn't like, and it's like, well, I mean, you never know. It's hard to comment on stuff like that. All I know is I feel bad because you never want to put a lot of time and effort into something and then it not yield any results. So I do feel bad for him in that aspect, and he's a solid guy, and I wish him the best, and I hope he's able to find something that he really enjoys and that he is interested in doing long term. how you get to this one. Like, we gotta go the other way around. Yeah, I think World of Warcraft does like a system too, where it's like there's stats that are only relevant for PvP versus PvE, and somebody has suggested that for ESO, and I was like, I don't think you should add more stats, to the game. I think that might just cause people to become like crazy. It's hard because like when you have a game that's set up like from the base like that, it's a lot easier to like understand and kind of go through. But imagine you haven't played any ASO in like a year and you come back and there's like a brand new skill and certain things like penetration now don't work for PvP. Now there's a new thing called like, defiance or whatever it's called, or another new stat line. It just would cause a whole lot of hoopla. That's why I like that some sets work differently with Battle Spirit active. I think tweaking Battle Spirit is more of the answer for a lot of their problems, and they've started to kind of realize that because they talk about it. Thank you, Spartan, for the Twitch Prime subscription. But that I think is becoming more and more of what they are starting to realize is that tweaking Battle Spirit is easier. Now, some sets like Tarnish need to be, changed, obviously. Like, that's just, everybody universally agrees with that. But when it comes to other stuff, it's more of like, like what's the best way to handle this? And I think that's more so what they're trying to do. And instead of tweaking, like let's say overhealing is too OP, maybe we could dial back, on Battle Spirit. Maybe we can make healing even less effective because it's becoming so overpowered in the current meta. Stuff like that. I just started playing 2 months ago. Your videos have been very helpful. Well, thank you. Oh, greedy. So I actually really enjoy ESO's PvP. I think from an MMO perspective, ESO's PvP is some of the best. I don't think it's perfect. I think there's just a lot of room for improvement. But like, if you is somebody who's played different types of PvP, like BDO's PvP, I did a little bit of New World's PvP. I did PvP in Sator. My brother told me about World of Warcraft's PvP. He's like, ESO has some of the best PvP in the game, and I hope that they can just continue to kind of like go with it. I think that PvP is one of ESO's most underrated systems. A lot of people argue that ESO is carried by PvP, and that if Cyrodiil wasn't as fun as it was, that the game wouldn't be nearly as successful as it is now. I don't necessarily know how true that is, but I do think that like comparatively, like I really enjoy like their PvP game modes. I just like how like it doesn't feel forced in the sense that there's not a lot of like there's not a lot of stakes to like I feel like I can have fun. Like I used to do a lot of Ark survival PvP, and that PvP is just stressful. It's fun when it works, but it's stressful when it doesn't. Like there's a lot of stakes and stress and whatnot. But overall, like I just I really love the PvP that ESO has. And everybody is really hyping up Guild Wars 2 PvP and endgame. I do think that Guild Wars 2 has it stood the test of time. I don't want to like take that away from it, but everyone's always like Guild Wars 2. Make Guild Wars 2 come out on Xbox then. Just make it come out on Xbox so I can have an opinion on it. Um, the thing that ESO, you got to think though. So ESO has had quite a few PvP updates. They added one with the bridges. They added the kill feed. They added the Imperial City. They added Battlegrounds. They added new Battlegrounds maps. Now they're doing new Battlegrounds modes. 4v4, 8v8, new leaderboards. There's the Emperorship. People will say, oh, ESO PvP doesn't get any updates. Then they added Volendrone. They tweaked the keeps. And that's not to say that it shouldn't get more, but like, we've had we've had more PvP updates than we've had arenas added to the game, you know? So it's like I don't think that they've neglected PvP like people say that they have, but I do think that they are prioritizing resources. And one of the biggest problems with ESO's PvP is that it was on 2013 hardware. Like, you know, we were in a situation where it was like ESO's hardware was basically made, what, 2 years after Skyrim was released? You know, the Xbox One X, I don't even think had come out yet. You know, they were, and they had, you know, that was the hardware we were on. It was just at the middle of last year that they even finished. Where is that dragon going? I think he goes over here somewhere. It wasn't until like the middle of last year that they finished upgrading to 2020 hardware, which I think is going to be a bigger, important change and will allow for a Cyrodiil update. Unofficially opinionated said, "Oh man, I despise ESO's PvP. I love ESO in general, but the PvP I can't stand. That makes me sad." I mean, I don't. The thing is, MMOs though is like, you know, a lot of people don't like everything that's there. You know, I have a lot of friends that hate housing. You know, but that doesn't take away from the fact that like ESO has got a lot of good housing stuff. That's just how MMOs work. They have tons of content options for you, and then if you want to do certain ones, then you could do certain ones, but you don't have to do all of them. PvP Arena when? It's funny is I believe that they were experimenting with 1v1s and 2v2s. Because I had asked about that in Las Vegas, like if they were experimenting with like any PvP things, and they had mentioned that they were experimenting with 2v2s. I think if they were going to do in arena, it would be similar to Battlegrounds, but it would be like you can queue in for like a 1v1, you know, essentially a duel. I just don't know how many people would interact with that system. I'm sure it's something that they track. ESO's developers track a lot of data, and you know, they track like what are the most common skills used in Cyrodiil Battlegrounds, what are the most common skills used in overland content, what are the most common sets, what are the most common, you know, like they track all of that information, and I'm sure they also track like here's how many people duel, you know, like here's how many people interact with this system when we like put it in Seals of Endeavors. I think they track a lot of that stuff. I think that the problem is they experimented with 2v2s. I think what they probably came to the conclusion is that it might be too difficult because like there's so many sweaty like tanky builds. You could just find yourself in a duel where you're just getting whittled down by like a tank, and then you just kind of are like, all right, well, neither one of us can kill each other. And I think that's why they went more of the 8v8 route than the lower team boat size. It's just a hypothesis, obviously. I don't, you know, truthfully, I don't know. But if I had to guess, that would be my guess. That is true. It would get used, but I don't know. It would be so hard to balance because you would have so your stats would be all over the place. You'd have people who were like trying to build one shot builds. You'd have people that would just do like super crazy sustain builds, tanky builds. I think it would just become a disaster, truthfully. But it doesn't mean it wouldn't be fun, you know? Yeah, they would have to like nerf, you know, heavy armor. So many things would have to be tweaked and changed. And that's not to say that they couldn't do it, but they would only do it if there was enough interest in it. That would be the reason. That would be the thing. No, that's the problem. Exactly. Sometimes it's just like you're just like, all right, well, none of us are dying. You know, it's like I'm just gonna just back out of this. I think that if you're interested in PvP, I would say the new Battlegrounds, unofficially opinionated, might be really interesting just to check out and see. And they definitely could do something with Battle Spirit or tweak all of these things or nerfs. I'm sure what they don't want to do is have like a Battle Spirit that's active. If they, let's say they do add a 1v1 and a 2v2 arena, I'm sure that they don't want to have like separate Battle Spirits and things What I almost think that they should do if they do add an arena is they should normalize like they should make your stats equal to your opponents. And then maybe you're allowed to like tweak your Mundus Stone or something, or you could wear like maybe you could pick between like different presets. That way the only difference between you and your opponent is like the skills on your hotbar and then maybe your Mundus Stone. So Battle Spirit is the difference in stats that you have when you're in a PvP zone or situation. That's what Battle Spirit is. So like if I went to Cyrodiil, I would have Battle Spirit active, so I would get different negatives and positives on my character. I'm curious how Nightblades are going to feel with a new toggle feature versus their old previous one. But I'm going to stream for exactly another 17 more minutes. If you guys have questions, ideas, keep throwing them out. It's also funny too that there's a guy buying Dragon Blood and Dragon Reno. I don't even know how much I have. I have a decent chunk, 101 and 85. 6K each. Ooh. That's above the market value, I'm pretty sure. Oofta. It's nice to see people who are lower level here farming this stuff too. It's nice to see people getting like rare resources that are, not as, you know, high level. I always like to see like new players like participating or like lower level players participating in events. Especially somebody who plays ESO like on a limited time budget. Like I need to go like eat dinner. I haven't even done that yet. Like this will probably be like once I finish streaming. Gotta make sure they're 3K each. Interesting. Um, I don't have as much time to ball out. We gotta prioritize our time. Well, apparently, yeah, it's true. Pick up your free daily reward box every day. Um, yeah, you can sell that guy in zone chat. Sell to him. He's buying. 2K each. Not terrible for blood. I think bile. I feel like that's low. I feel like bile is like 3K, isn't it? Or no, that's re. I'm sorry, not bile. I'm getting my things mixed up. So you made a video about vampires. What do you think ESO can do to make it more viable? It's a good question. I think that I think that they need to have passives that give you sustain back again. That's what I think that it needs. If they're gonna make it, who am I in combat with? That's what I think I need to do. Like give you like a 10% stamina and magic recovery. The only problem is that there's so many PvP tanks in Cyrodiil that use vampirism that it could become problematic if you gave them too much sustain. But I do think that like passively, if you gave vampires like back a nice passive, or if you had a nice little bonus, like maybe to weapon and spell damage, or gave you like a buff for having the transform on your hotbar, that could be a good change too. The vampire skills. So Undeath was nerfed, so it's not as good as it was. There's still a decent amount of people that use it, but it's not nearly as good. I think too, werewolves get so many good skills. If they made the skills of vampires better, that would be, better as well. Maybe giving them unnamed buffs, that way they were good for stuff outside of just PvP content. There's a lot of things that they could do. Like their skills are very unique. I think they could buff the skills in a lot of aspects. Maybe give them like a lot of the passives that the werewolf gets. I know that werewolves are a bit different because you're locked to that skill bar, so you don't have access to 2 skill bars. And I know a lot of people they like only having access to one bar, but there's significant benefits to having access to two bars because you can then, have access to a lot of other buffs and tools, for all types of content. So werewolves, in fact, should have better skills just because you are locked to them. But oftentimes I find myself just thinking like, man, werewolf, gets to get all this good stuff. And really people are just vampires for one reason, and that's undeath. And then undeath is nerfed. So it's kind of like, I mean, it's okay, but it just doesn't feel thematic as much to a vampire or a vampire lord. Maybe if when you transform to a vampire lord, it lasts longer, but then you get access to better skills. Maybe that'd be kind of cool. Have a good one, RP Junkie. Something along those lines is what I would say. I know it's a long-winded answer, but it's a very big balancing act because they saw that pretty much everybody in Cyrodiil was a vampire, so they were like, all right, how do we nerf the vampire but also buff the vampire? Like, how do we make it to where vampires are not just making people beefier for PvP? And that was one of their like main considerations when they were changing the undeath perk. Sent you a friend request. Hey, did I get a friend request? I did get a friend request. I was like, oh, we're getting one. I'm easily distracted. Oh my! Oh! All right, that hurts. It's because I was accepting your friend request. Don't judge me, everybody. That damage stacks way faster than I thought it would. Don't judge me, everybody. That was embarrassing. Da, da, da. Oh, my inventory is getting full again. I don't. You don't have to. You don't have to blame yourself. It's all good. Where the heck? No, give me the merchant. Oh my gosh, why did I keep summoning Isabel? Oh my. There we go. I'm like, what am I doing? I need to play inventory management later because it's getting real tough out here with all this gobbledygook in my inventory. It's like mostly furniture pieces that's like clogging up the bank. Yeah, I mean vampires have like good features, like I don't want to like say that vampires are bad by any means. Like I don't want people to think that like I'm saying that they're bad. But comparatively, they're not as good as a werewolf in a lot of aspects. Do we get anything good? Looking like it. Oh. Yeah, one of the unknown recipes. Which one? I don't even have that one. Yeah, we can have a gel of or jar of things. A bunch of the stuff will just be quick sellable. Oh my gosh. These adventure backpacks drive me insane because they're so. I'm not. I swear I'm not summoning Isabel. I'm summoning Nazim. I think the biggest problem that vampires have is that too many people use them, but they only use them for one reason. And then therefore the developers are like, we can't really buff it because everybody's already using it. So we need to nerf it, but also people are only using it for this one specific reason. That I think is the hard balancing act. Oh my gosh, you like open like one of these and then your inventory's full. Oh my goodness gracious. And I love quick sell items. I think, oh, new players that come into the game, they get a bunch of items that they can quick sell. Man, I'm like, I don't need all this stuff. Like, I don't need all this gobbledygook. Craglorn treasure map. Ooh. So all you need to do is go to Twitch and watch Twitch for an hour. Link your PlayStation account to your Twitch, and then you will get a free crown crate. I will not be streaming for too much longer, but I will raid somebody, and obviously you can watch somebody else too. I'll just leave it on in the background. The only thing is, if you want to get a Twitch drop, you cannot leave your You cannot leave yourself muted. Like you can't mute your thing. Like your phone. Say you're watching on your phone, you can't mute your phone. Oh, who is still streaming? Yeah, so let's see. I don't recognize a lot of these people. And I don't watch a lot of ESO Twitch. And keep going with all those questions. If you guys have questions, ideas, things that you want to see, though, too, we've got a whole bunch of videos coming up that will hopefully be very helpful. The next one will be cheap PvP builds. That's going to be on the horizon, but I'm open to suggestions. If you guys are like, Jake, could you make a video on X, Y, or Z? I do know about Ashes of Creation. I only became a vampire to RP, but I just got into the game like a month ago. Enjoying questing because there's a ton of places to go. I will say too, vampires are amazing for questing because you can just sprint, sneak past everything. Like it's so easy to do that. It's so straightforward to just like boom past everything. A centaur skill line? Maybe you should be like one of those werebears, Be kind of cool. Are there any other monsters that you can transform into like Skyrim or Oblivion or any of those other ones? I think it's pretty much just those main ones, isn't it? Vampire, werewolf, unless I'm missing something. Exactly, a werebear. So that's what I'm saying. All right, I'm just setting us up here for the raid. Um, Doodles. I actually don't know a whole lot about this person except that they do a lot of lore stuff. We get more truthful Majik, Khajiit Maik in DLC zones. You never know. You have to no, you don't have to gift a sub. You just have to watch. That's a different drop. All you have to actually do is watch any Elder Scrolls Online content creator for an hour. There is another drop where you're like eligible if you like gift a sub. Feel free to gift a sub, but that's something totally separate. I don't even know what that gives you. Catzel one. He only tells the truth. He's not a liar. I think that isn't there like a big conspiracy theory that Maik the liar is actually Lorcan because you can't kill a Daedric prince or an Aedra. You could only like shatter them, and so like he's the shattered version of Lorcan. It would also explain why there's so many Lorcan tears all over the place. He's just been crying the whole time. Thanks for coming by, Don Cakes. I know nothing about this content creator, so except that they do lots of cool lore stuff. But how do I link my PlayStation 5 to my Twitch? You don't have to watch it on your PlayStation 5. So once you've watched for an hour, you'll see claim drop. And then from there, it will just say like, "Hey, you need to link your ESO account to your Twitch account." So it'll probably just have you on Xbox. I just had to log in and then link my Xbox account to my Twitch account. It's super easy, and I also have a video on it. Um, if you want to see it in my YouTube. Thank you, Sin City Ron, for the 4-month resubscription for Prime. Thank you for doing it. Right as we're right as we're winding down, hope you did just come in. But have a good night, everybody. I'm gonna send you guys over to this individual, and then hopefully, um, hopefully I can actually talk in there because I don't have a verified phone number for my account. But thank you guys. As always, I'll catch you guys later. For those on YouTube, you'll probably still be able to hear me. And it could be any ESO streamer. So right where I'm sending you to, you can watch it. But also, all you need to, if you have questions, just shoot me a message on Discord. I think I might have the Discord link. I still have the Discord link. So there's the Discord link. If you want to join the Discord, ask me any questions about anything going on. Or if you have any questions you're not able to get it worked out, just let me know. I'll send you guys over.